No big, I feel like Pac. I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot.
Are you a new player? Or are you an old player but you're having a hard time keeping up with the young sweats out there? If that is the case, this video is for you. So stay tuned. Make sure you watch to the end. And if you're new here and you have not already, make sure you hit that subscription button down below. Turn on that notification bell up there so you get notified every time we drop new content on this channel. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this video and I'll see you guys in a minute. Actually, no, we're not going to scratch that. So here we go. Tips and tricks. The tip number one, get your HUD straight. Figure out what your best play style is and set your screen up according to how you play. So if you're a 4-finger, 2-finger, 3-finger, if you use thumbs or controller, whatever the case may be, you get your HUD set up according to how you play. Okay, so this is how I play, and you guys know that I use a controller, which would be this thing right here. It's non-Bluetooth, doesn't connect to anything, so it just holds my phone pretty much. Okay, so if you guys want to take a look at this, pause it, slow it down, whatever the case may be, go ahead and you can copy down everything that I have here. But just remind you guys, I am on an iPhone 11. So if you're on a different phone, a higher level phone, or a cheaper phone, or an Android, it probably won't work as efficiently as it does for me because you're not on the same device. But for those iPhone users that are in the same give or take generation that my phone is, the 11, then this might work really good for you. Test it out, find out. I am a very aggressive player, and you guys know this already, so it might be a little difficult for you guys if you're not a aggressive player like myself. So just keep that in mind. And like I said, and that's the thing that a lot of people make a mistake about. I'm going to keep talking while I'm going through these. You guys can stop at any time and copy these down, but I'm going to keep talking. The biggest mistake that people that start off playing this game or have been playing for a while but haven't really learned the game that well, the biggest mistake that you guys make is copying other YouTubers' stuff without going deep into the details. So like I said, a lot of these YouTubers, these big YouTubers that are making good money, are sponsored YouTubers by, you know, Activision, you know, Prime, you know, Manscaped, all these other places that are paying them, and they're able to buy or get for free from Activision or other cell phone companies the newest, latest gaming phones. So these guys are on gaming tablets, gaming phones, most of them, or they have the highest iPhone or iPad. You know, and a lot of people can't afford that stuff. So you guys are copying these things down and their sensitivities and stuff, but you guys are on Androids or an iPhone, and the guy that you're copying is on a tablet. It just isn't going to work for you. You need to be on the same type of device that that person is on. So if he has an iPhone 13, then you should have an iPhone 12, 13. Maybe 11, you can get away with it. But if you're not on an Android or a tablet, it ain't going to work very well for you. But you can try it, but that's the biggest mistake you guys are making. Another mistake that you guys are making here is not using headphones. You guys need good headphones. If you're not using headphones at all, that's the number one biggest mistake as far as your actual gameplay goes, is because you need to hear everything. And when you have your shit on with no headphones and you're just playing it over the speaker, not only are you being rude and disrespectful to your teammates, because they could hear your whole shit echoing the entire game. If you're gonna be doing that, running your speaker instead of headphones, make sure that you turn your mic off, because we don't want to hear that. Second of all, with the headphones, you're gonna hear a lot more than you would not using your headphones. So that's why I'm able to hear footsteps and people coming around the corner, and I know where everybody's always at because I can hear the gunshots clearly because I have good headphones. That's the number one key to a good gameplay is headphones, so you have awareness. And everything I'm showing you right here, standard sensitivity, ADS sensitivity. Copy these down. If you're on an iPhone 11 or 12 or higher, this is probably going to work for you. If you're on a higher iPhone than 11 or 12, then you might have to adjust it a little bit, but this will be your base. This is how I got it right here. So I have ADS sensitivity low enough that I could, you know, track an enemy if he's moving, but not low enough to where I have to swipe my finger 100 times just to get it to move and follow the guy. You want to have your tactical scopes and hollow and red dot sights all about the same, give or take around that same area, just up to you. I want to be able to react quickly but still be able to track somebody. Also, sniper sensitivity is a little higher, as you can see, because, you know, I do quick scope sometimes with snipers. Vertical turning sensibility, 128, you know, 8 times tactical scope, 4 times. We don't really use those very often, so I got those down low. Same thing with the 6. It's what your preference is when it comes to these specific ones. But the ADS sensitivity means when you ADS, how much your gun is moving when you're not. So when your finger's sitting there on the screen, your finger's still moving, your hand's still gonna move, you just can't really tell. But when you look at your iron sight or your little dot in the middle, it'll be moving too much. So you want to make sure that that isn't moving too much when your finger's staying still. So like I said, just copy these down, whatever the case may be. If you're a gyroscope player out there, just for the people that don't know, gyroscope is where you hold your phone and your aim depends on how your phone is tilted. Don't play like that. It's complicated, it's hard, and for the people that do play like that out there, congratulations, bro. You're a genius when it comes to playing this game, because it's one of those type of ways that not very many people can play. So if you are a gyroscope user out there, kudos to you, bro. But yeah, man, it just comes down to, you guys got to understand that there's a lot more mechanics to winning games than just shooting and killing. Like I said, number 1, headphones. Number 2, you got to have map awareness. You got to have, there's just so much that goes into being a better player than the people that you're playing against or with, that it kind of makes things complicated for you. You know what I mean? And the tutorial mode doesn't really teach you all this stuff. There's a lot of hidden features in this game that they don't tell you when you're doing the tutorial. You know, you kind of got to figure it out yourself. So number 1, sensitivity. Get that figured out according to your play style. Number 2, get some really good headphones so that way you could actually hear stuff and we don't have to hear your damn shit echoing the entire time. And also, don't camp in corners. It's that simple. Don't camp in corners. You will become a better player. If you want to become a better player, you need to put yourself into gunfights. You can't put yourself into gunfights if you're sitting in the corner the entire time, right? And also, use weapons. Don't use stuff like the Bisons. I'm just going to go through some of my loadouts here. I have a lot of meta weapons like this one. I got the 117. You know, easy guns like this, don't use these, because there's no recoil, there's no skills to using them. Use something high like an AK-47 or one of the burst weapons, especially a burst SMG, or the Lag 53 is a good gun. You know, SMG or LMGs, they all have high recoil for the most part. The Fennec, QXR is not that good, but if you can get kills with it, I guess you'll be alright. KSP is trash, but if you can get good with that, then you can like anything with high recoils like the Pharaoh, or just guns that aren't very good. If you can master these guns, you'll be able to master and dominate every weapon and lobby that you go into. So, you know, Fennec is a good example of that, because it doesn't have very much ammo and the ammo is gone like that. And there's a lot of recoil to it if you don't know how to build it out. So just another thing to be mindful of. You know, if you want to get better, use hard guns You know, don't use Bisons and M4s and 117s and weapons that have zero recoil. You know what I mean? Use something a little bit more challenging. You know, get out of your comfort zone. And also, use score streaks that don't give you free kills. I would have something like the sentry gun or a stealth chopper just in case enemies use theirs. You can go ahead and pop yours too. Or if your team is getting their asses handed to them, go ahead and pop it. But if you're winning, you don't need to use those. That's why I got a UAV and an EMP to counter them. You know what I mean? And prevent them from getting as kills so they can't get their score streaks. I got sentry guns on my stuff just in case I need some help and my teammate's not helping, which is most of the time. Also, backpacks. Don't wear backpacks. Do not wear backpacks. Backpacks take hit reg. What that means is if I shoot a bullet and it hits the side of this bag right here, that bag is gonna take damage as if that was actually you that it hit. That whole backpack makes, like here, I'm gonna put a square around him right here. That's the hitbox, right? With the backpack, the hitbox expands out to the end of that backpack. So even if you're not getting hit directly, that backpack is taking damage as if it was part of you. So the only thing that it's doing is just making you a bigger target. So don't use backpacks. If you don't believe me, jump into a 1v1 with your friend and let him shoot the side of the backpack or the back of the backpack, and you'll see it takes damage. As you can see, I don't have backpacks on none of my characters. If there is something on their back, it's because that's how the character came. The only backpack that I do actually use is that tank right there because it's small, and also the double swords crisscross in the back. Those are the only backpacks that I would ever use because they're small and they don't really take up a lot of space on your hitbox. But other than that, I don't use backpacks. You see what I'm saying? I don't use backpacks because the hit reg. Just something to keep in mind. And also, if you want to be a super sweat, use skinny characters like this one. Just anything skinny like this guy, because their hitboxes are smaller than, for example, my mythic ghost, or like the legendary robot character that came out. You know what I mean? And also capes. If your character has a cape on or long flowing dresses or some shit, those actually will take damage as well. Your cape takes damage and your clothes take damage as well. So just keep that in mind. If you're a good player and your movement and your aim is great, then you don't really have to worry about how big your hitbox is because you're just going to dominate your lobby anyway. But just something to be mindful of. Also, another thing that people have a habit of not doing, having map awareness. And what I mean by that is you need to understand where the spawns are. You need to understand where all the camping spots are. You need to understand each and every one of these maps that you play consistently like the back of your hand. Because if you don't, then you're gonna get bombarded with campers and score streak abusers, and you're just gonna have a miserable time. So you need to know these maps like the back of your hand so you can take that to your advantage. For example, when I 1v1 people on shipment, I know how to get them into whatever corner I want. So if I kill them in one spot, I know how to make them spawn in the spot that I want them to. So I'm gonna always know where they are. You guys seen my 1v1s. I always know where they are, and I always have the jump on them 99.9% of the time. Same thing with Nuketown. I know how to make him spawn on whatever side I want him to spawn. So that's what I mean. You need to understand how the spawn locations work and how to use that to your advantage. You need to know where all the camper spots are, all the glitch spots, all the wall bang spots. And wall bang means that you can shoot through walls. So depending on the attachments on your weapon and the material that you're trying to shoot through, you'll be able to actually shoot through them. So you need to understand all these mechanics of these maps. That will definitely give you a better advantage compared to everybody else. And if you're an old OG Call of Duty player like me and you've been playing Call of Duty games since Call of Duty started making Call of Duty games, then you know all of these maps already. You already know where the spawns are. You already know how that map specifically works. So you are already one step ahead of your opponents. So with that being said, if there's anything else that you guys want to know about, just let me know in the comments. I do have a couple other small little details to share with you guys, and you'll see here in a minute. If you're not a sliding type of person or a sprinting type of person, you need to start doing that. With the settings that I've given you and the sensitivities, you will be able to sprint and all that stuff pretty well, and slide and all that. The more you're gonna break their camera and confuse them, and they're not gonna have the reflexes most of the time to be able to counter that. So first things first with this, see the dot in the middle of my screen? You want to make sure that that's centered in the middle of your screen at all times. So wherever you're going, so see how I'm going into this building right here. No matter where I'm at, that red dot is going to always be looking around the corner. Or not red dot, that white dot is going to always be looking towards where I am going to be going around. So since I know he's right there, or have a feeling that he might be right there, in this case I do, my dot is going to stay on that corner of that brick. We'll see where the bomb is. I'm going to stay focused in that area. So my dot is going to be already in the vicinity of these guys. So when I jump and slide, see, slide, I'm already locked on him. You see what I'm saying? My dot's already on him, so I'll get shots to hit first. Sliding around corner is a good way to prevent someone from hitting you efficiently. If you slide jump, that's another way to do it. You can slide jump slide, you know, whatever combo you want, but sliding around a corner or through a doorway is going to definitely help you throw them off and help you win more gunfights. So, but you need to focus on keeping this dot focused at wherever you're going. So since I'm coming around these corners, I'm making sure this dot is where I'm looking. So if I'm looking straight, it's going to be straight. If I'm coming over, see how I'm tracking these doorways before I even come around the doorway? See what I'm saying? I'm going to have the jump on you every single time, because I already know that my aim is going to be better than yours most of the time. A lot of these times that you see these people kill me, you see me like, what? Like, how did you even hit that? Is because a lot of these guys are just spraying and praying, and they randomly hit some shots and they get the kill. You know, it's most of the time that people kill me, it's not because they're skilled players, it's just because they got lucky, or I got sloppy with my aim and my movement. One of the two. You know what I mean? So, but these tactics, right? Look what I'm doing right here. My sensitivities are good enough to where I could aim quickly anywhere that I need to. So I could flick. As you guys seen, I was able to flick from doorway to window to top dome to doorway to window. Being able to flick quickly like that lets you hit targets quicker and lock on. You know what I mean? And if you are an aim assist user, like most people that play Call of Duty games in general are, we all use the aim assist. And the way the aim assist works is it, see that's a camper corner, and I was tracking it just to show you. But look at this. I know they're over there in that corner, so I'm gonna come around here. See, the dot stays on that doorway the whole time. So let's try this again. You need to make sure that that dot is in that vicinity of where that person might be, or where you think they might be. You know what I mean? That is the biggest key here. But making sure that you're able to lock onto targets quickly is going to be your saving grace here. Let me see. This is me running with my gun. Right? That's how fast. Now this is me running with my melee. It's a little bit faster, if you could tell. Just a little bit. It's not a whole lot faster, but it's just enough to get you to the spot a second or two before they do. So you'll be able to cut them off. You know what I mean? Always use a melee as your secondary, because you can run around quicker. If you're using a sniper or a shotgun, use a full auto pistol or double pistols as your secondary, just in case you don't have time to reload and you need to get back into the gunfight ASAP. You have those secondary pistols to do that. You see how I was on that head glitch? All he was able to see was my head. He wasn't able to see anything other than my head, but I could see his whole torso and up. So another thing is being able to jump off of things and hit your target, even if it's one bullet. I kind of fucked that one up. But this kind of shit right here is going to help you win gunfights sometimes. Like that. I haven't done this kind of a move in a while just because nobody's been sweaty enough. I tried to get fancy right there. But yeah, being able to jump off of things and at least hit a couple bullets in the middle of that gunfight is going to help, because they're not going to expect you to jump off and shoot on the way down. They're going to expect you to jump, slide, and then shoot at them, so they're going to be prepared for that. But if you have good aim like this, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, using head glitches to your advantage, it means where they can see just your head, but you can see most of their body, which makes your hitbox way smaller than theirs, which means you're going to most likely 99% of the time win that specific gunfight. So just knowing your maps, keeping yourself centered in the middle of your screen and all of that shit is going to really play a big part in you winning gunfights. So if that's the thing that a lot of people have a habit of doing, is when they're running around, their gun is looking down or at an angle. You don't want to do that. You want your shit centered right here in the middle of your screen at all times. No matter where you're aiming, it needs to be focused in the middle. Don't be looking down, because if you're looking down, you ain't gonna see enemies coming at you from any of the corners or doorways or whatever the case may be. You need to keep that thing up so that way you have a visual of everything. You know what I mean? And that right there is gonna help you win a lot of gunfights in itself. Just being aware, honing in your aim, so getting your sensitivities right is something that you definitely need to figure out quickly in order to win more gunfights. Aim assist, if you don't use it, turn it on. Also, like I was saying about the aim assist, the way it works is aim assist doesn't work just by you aiming and shooting at that person. Aim assist kicks in when your character is moving around. So if you're standing still shooting, your aim assist is going to be ass, right? But if you're sliding and you're jumping and you're strafing back and forth like this, that's when your aim assist kicks in and you'll be able to hit more shots. That's why I say it's important for you to learn how to move, slide, jump, all of that. Learn how to move quickly, so that way when you are locked on to your enemy and you're moving, your aim assist is going to kick in. But remember, and I stress this, remember that they are also going to be doing the same thing. They're going to have the same advantage, because if they're using an aim assist, which most people are, by you moving is going to automatically kick their aim assist in. You know what I mean? It's not going to kick into the full effect because they are not moving, but you are moving and they aren't. So their aim assist is going to kick in a little bit. Yours is going to kick in a lot because you're moving, you know? So learn your sensitivities, figure out what works for you. You want your sensitivities high enough to where you could move around, spin around, jump, slide, and shoot and all that quickly, but you don't want it high enough to the point where your sensitivities are so sensitive that you just, as soon as you touch the screen, your character's gun starts going all over the place. You don't want that, right? You want to be able to touch your screen and not have your gun move. You know, it's kind of like when you're playing on an Xbox or whatever, you got to figure out how to make your stick drift disappear, so that way your gameplay is perfect. It's kind of the same concept. You got to figure out what is best for you as far as sensitivities go. So this is just the first piece of this type of video. If you guys want to see another tips and trick video, I can go ahead and do that for you. Just let me know in the comment section below, and also by giving me a thumbs up, so that way I know you enjoy this content. I'll do more stuff like this. So if you're new here and you have not already, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button up top. make sure you turn on that notification bell to get notified every time we drop new content on this channel. Make sure you leave a thumbs up and a comment. If there's anything else that I missed, let me know. But like I said, this is just the first part of, you know, maybe a 2 or 3 video series. We'll see. But anyways, my name is KINGSMOKE. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think and what kind of a player you are and how your sensitivities are. If they're high sensitivity, low sensitivity, are you a camper? Are you a passive player? Are you an aggressive player? What type of player are you? And what type of weapons do you prefer? But just the biggest thing that you guys need to figure out is map awareness and using headphones and figuring out your sensitivity in a nutshell. That's it. That's it. If you need to go on YouTube and watch videos on glitch spots or camper spots and whatever maps that you like and enjoy playing, then watch some videos. Find out where all the camper spots are, where all the glitch spots are. You know, if you need to go into a 1v1 or get into a practice round with a bot, just add one bot, but don't make them move. Just let them sit there in the spawn while you go around and explore the map. Figure out where the spots are. If you're a search and destroy player, you want to look for places that you could hide and sit and camp. If you're a domination player or a frontline or whatever, figure out where the maps are, where the spawns are, where the objectives are, how to get there, if there's any places that you could use a head glitch. Just figure out the maps. Headphones, figure out your maps, and figure out your sensitivities. Those are the biggest main things that everybody needs to do, right? But anyways, I love you guys. Merry late Christmas. Happy New Year, as a matter of fact. I hope you guys had a happy holidays is what I meant to say. But Happy New Year's, everybody. It's not officially there yet, but we're close. And I'll see you in the next one. I love you guys. Peace. As a reminder, YouTube thinks that you might actually like to watch this next video, so go ahead and click on it. Right here. Go ahead.